Hey folks, Quill18 here with aKiss4Luck. And we're going to do some more Kerbal Space Program.
I'm sorry, just sitting here laughing. I really don't like telephones, and I got talked into, Ascension Quill talked me into getting a phone last year. And I use it so much. I've been wanting to go out and buy a timer. Of course, Quill just informed me that he says, but you have a phone. And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like an egg timer or something like that for your videos.
I was just going to go
things.
get some little, manual, turn it, it's going to tick away for 20 minutes and turn off so I know when to stop recording. So, apparently, I have a phone that can do that. I do pick it up occasionally. Not a lot. Occasionally.
No, usually we can't reach you anywhere because you never have your phone with you. On the other hand, I'm just as bad because I never have it in my pocket because I'm always at home. So it's sitting on like my shelf charging upstairs in the bedroom and people are like, I've been texting you all day.
Oh.
So Kerbal Space Program.
Hello.
Well, these are what all these videos are going to be like, everyone.
I've learned something today about phones. That's good.
So can we into space?
Can we into space?
Yeah.
We've learned how to drive a car.
Yeah.
Sort of.
All right, you have to build a spaceship for me.
I have to build a spaceship?
I'm not touching the mouse.
By myself.
All by your lonesome.
Okay.
Right.
So it's this building. I remember that much.
That one, yep. Vehicle assembly building.
The tall one, the one that'll hold the spaceship.
That's right.
See, I'm clever. I'm learning.
We can upgrade it. Right now, we can only put 30 parts in our spaceship. But later
30
on,
parts?
Yeah, later on we can upgrade it to 255, and then finally unlimited.
Wait, you can have a spaceship.
With
You're
hundreds
saying
of parts.
only 30 parts?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3 or 4. I can handle 3 or 4.
Well, you have to remember that, like if you have the little like winglets on the bottom,
right?
You might have like 4 of those,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So it adds
Okay,
up
that
your
feels
science
better.
things.
Okay.
Yeah, it adds up pretty fast when you have your
feels better.
decouplers and things.
Okay,
so our quest is probably just going to be like low orbit,
low
or
orbit,
not even orbit.
What is
suborbital.
that? Sputnik.
That is our first unmanned satellite component.
Okay, that's just cute. But we want a guy because we're going out for science and stuff. Am I correct?
Yeah. Now, technically, we won't need.
Cost 600.
That's an excellent point. We've got to talk about like what's coming back to the planet.
Yes. What's the point of this expedition?
Now, so classically, like this sort of Mercury, Gemini, Apollo type things, basically just came back with this command pod.
Yes.
And a parachute.
And a big parachute splashed down. I remember these days.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I used to watch all of them.
I can't remember when the final Apollo mission was. I think it was like the year before I was born. I think it was like something like the late 70s, like 77, 78, something like that. And it's like, that was it.
Oh my
We have
goodness.
not been back, just missed it, in my life.
Okay, I'm ancient. Oh my God. Oh, see, I remember.
I'm not very old. I'm super young, so that doesn't make you old.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's a good point. My little child here. I remember the moon landing.
That's amazing.
Like not well, but I remember the moon. I was sitting on the floor in front of the television, like just goosebumps rushing, and I wanted to go. All I could think of is, oh my God, I'm going to get to go to the moon.
Yeah. I mean, by the time you're an adult, they're obviously going to have bases and stuff to visit.
I fully expected to be able to go out and buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I was quite excited about
NASA,
that.
I am
disappointed.
disappointed.
They have let me down.
Totally.
Oh my goodness.
So, what I was saying is, this is what you'd come back with. Now, the question is, so if we only come back with that means we will have to go and collect all the science and bring it back in.
Okay.
The problem, if we're doing any sciencing.
Okay.
The problem is, we're just going to go suborbital probably for this one, which means... So do you really want to, on the top of that, get out of your ship, stroll around, pick up all the science bits before we come back crashing down?
Not a lot, no.
I mean, it's doable.
Not with me driving.
I don't do it. I have not done any EVAs in like high atmosphere or suborbital because it just seems like suicidal to me. So what we can do is, instead of coming back with just this, we could come back with more sciencey bits attached to it. So I mean, we've got enough sort of parachutes and things going on, it's possible.
Okay.
Or we can just accept that this flight, let's not even worry too much about science.
Okay, we're just getting the contract done.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do something. We could still stick a goo canister and a thermometer on the side of this command pod, and so it'll return with us.
Okay.
Maybe not the materials bay, which is a big chunky thing at the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
Technically, you can build something that's got it on, but it looks a little silly, so maybe we'll just wait for now.
Okay.
And we can't actually EVA, and I just realized we can't EVA off the ground right now because we haven't upgraded one of our buildings yet. So it's not even an option.
Okay.
So build something that looks right.
So it goes that way.
Yeah, going up is
up is good.
Up is very good.
So
If at any point you find yourself with your rockets pointing down, that is very bad, and you're not going to go to space today.
So do we need, if we're not getting out, do we even need this to be manned?
We don't, in fact. Now, the one thing that a manned capsule would do right now that Steputnik was not, Steputnik does not have an SAS circuitry. SAS is the stability assist.
Right. Okay.
Which means if we come up with a good design, there's no reason that we, it won't be straight and stable. But with the command pod, we can bring a pilot, and the pilot will have the ability to help keep our craft stable.
I think I need a pilot.
Okay.
We've seen me land in flying, right?
Right. Yeah.
Just saying. I think we need a pilot. So we have a place for a pilot. Now that means we need a parachute thing on top, and
That's
I don't.
right. I think
I don't remember
it's
where
under utilities. There you go.
any of this is. That's that little.
That is the
doodah.
parachute.
And that gets tucked up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that much I remember. Now we need some kind of fuel.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna need a connector, something.
Yeah, the decoupler. Now, I didn't realize we actually have enough science unlocked that we do have the radial parachutes, which is those, which give us more parachute options. We could be dropping down with like a total of 3 parachutes, for example, right? The central one and then a couple of these on the side, which would slow us down enough to have the materials module survive re-entry.
Oh.
Probably.
Probably.
You know what? Let's not risk it. Let's play it totally safe. It's fine.
Probably. It'll be fine.
So if you do want a decoupler, it's under the thing that looks like a crane.
The structural thing. So we need this to be able to drop the
rest.
Fuel. What's it?
Yeah, the rest of the bits. Yep.
The rest of we don't need this because we're splashing down.
Yeah, that's right. That was a trick that I did last time because that has a higher cross tolerance than the materials bay. Okay. It's possible to land on that girder, but it looks ridiculous. Let's wait until we might check utilities. Yeah, that one there. Okay, we do technically have some little landing struts.
Oh, are they cute?
You know what? Do you want to try re-entry with a bunch of stuff?
Well, I don't know.
We don't need the landing struts to do this. We can just do the splashdown, this sort of Mercury style. Just up and down. We're doing the Al Shepard flight here. Okay. Just going up, coming back down, less than 15 minutes. Well.
Okay, what have I got here? What are these things? Okay, drop that. That's what carrying engines.
You do have engines. There's also fuel tanks.
And fuel is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now these are liquid fuel tanks for the liquid fuel engines. Okay. We also have solid rocket boosters as well, which don't need a fuel tank.
All right. So what's the best idea?
Generally speaking, the liquid fuel is the way to go.
Okay.
You shouldn't really need any SRBs. SRBs are cheap and very powerful, but they become more important, as far as I can tell, when you're bringing really massive payloads to space.
Okay. So we need to get just at orbit and down again?
Suborbital. So technically we just have to touch the edge of space. We have to get over 70,000 meters up. As soon as you cross 70,000 meters, you are technically in space. So we don't actually need enough to, from that point on, get into a nice circular orbit.
Does this tell you how far things go? Like,
Not
how would
exactly.
you know which one of these to use for that? You just try it?
It's a brilliant question. It's one of the reasons I use a certain mod, which is on the screen. But basically, grab a fuel tank. Grab, I don't know.
Okay.
Sure, that one.
All right.
Okay, do that. And then we got to stick an engine on the bottom.
Okay, so engines for...
So that's
a jet, liquid fuel, a Terrier.
Yeah, now this is... there are things we can... If you... I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. Take a look at the maximum thrust.
Oh.
So there's 2 of them.
Right.
ASL, that's at sea level.
Okay.
VAC is in a vacuum.
Okay.
So you can see, first of all, this engine here does a lot better once it's in the vacuum than at ground.
A lot.
Not only that, if we compare one of these other engines down below here, the swivel engine, check out the max thrust difference.
Holy
much higher.
Cow.
It's also closer to its max efficiency at sea level. If you go to the one to the left, it'd be even higher. The difference between these two is the Reliant is just fixed. Okay. Whereas the swivel one actually has a little bit of swivel, so it can be used to help steer and orientate.
Okay, steering is good.
Steering's usually pretty good.
So let's use this one. No?
Yep.
Yes.
There we go. So here's the thing. If you go back over to the engine and actually right-click on it.
This is looking really fragile.
Yeah, it's pretty fragile.
Well,
there's a bunch of stats here.
Okay.
This ISP, it's a specific impulse thing. This is actually the degree of efficiency from your engines, right? So there was the thrust. If you don't have enough thrust, you're literally, and your ship is
You're
too
not going
heavy,
anywhere.
you might
Yeah.
not go anywhere. There are some engines that are so incredibly efficient, they can basically go forever, but they have so little thrust they can't even lift themselves off the surface of the ground.
Okay.
Once you're in space in microgravity and stuff, then they become fine.
okay.
It might take, a year to get somewhere, but they will get there
Okay.
with unlimited fuel, basically. And so it's a factor of that ISP. So this one's actually very, very efficient. I think the Terrier's slightly more efficient. But so these are the things. This stuff here, this ISP rating, combined with the fact that we know how much fuel is in this tank, you can calculate how much change in velocity with some math and stuff like that, so that you can predict how far you can go, how much oomph you're ultimately going to have.
Okay, so I have two ways of playing this game. I put something on and try not to kill too many little Kerbals, or I get myself a calculator and my own little clipboard.
Yes, there's the third way.
You get drunk.
Well, I think that's more of the first way.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna keep trying things until they go.
Okay.
The third way is there's a few mods that can do the math for you and give you that information in real time.
Mods are your friend.
And so I have one of those. This
Okay.
Kerbal Engineer Redux thing that you see at the top of the screen.
Okay.
This gives you a breakdown of your stats, your actual weight of your ship, your current thrust to weight ratio, which is interesting. Thrust to weight is so how much thrust you got versus how much you weigh.
Okay.
If your thrust to weight ratio is exactly 1, that means the thrust you get from the engines is exactly equal to the weight of your ship via gravity, which means you're literally going to go nowhere.
Okay.
So anything above 1, you will go up.
Okay. Cool.
That thrust to weight ratio is going to go up at such a crazy rate, you might actually burn up going upwards. That's so powerful for our weight.
Oh.
So we wouldn't want to go full throttle. We'd actually maybe go a third throttle. Because you'll also lose efficiency because of the atmosphere and whatever.
See, I've got all these horrible visions in my head of crash landing. And you're saying, okay, landing, forget, we gotta get off the planet without blowing up.
Landing is problem like 4 or 5 down the list right now.
Okay.
So this will definitely go up. But then the question is, how far does it go up? We've got 15.7 seconds of fuel in this particular configuration.
Okay.
And between the thrust and that burn time, we end up with a delta V of about 1,000 meters per second. V, that's velocity. Delta is your difference. So this is going to change our velocity by 1,000 meters per second. We'll be going at a kilometer per second after completing the full burn. Plus or minus because of reasons, the atmosphere and different things like that.
Okay.
But that's roughly-ish where we might end up. So then the question is that fast enough to get where we're going?
I have no idea.
Again, you can math. They're actually, this is a simple set of numbers, basically. I mean, we know this about Earth. We know how much delta V we need on Earth to leave, to go into orbit.
Okay.
It's simple, based on,
Yeah.
the gravity and things like that. It's a straightforward number. And the same things exist in the Kerbal Space Program. If there was no atmosphere at all, it's like a specific number. This is all you need, assuming you've got the exact correct sort of path. Then you need only a certain number. It's a little more complicated with the atmosphere, and especially as of Kerbal Space Program 1, they've got a more advanced atmospheric model, which means drag is going to change that. I will say that 1,000 is not going to be quite enough, I think.
Okay. So everything you just said.
Yeah.
What?
Stick a bigger fuel tank on
We
it.
need a bigger.
That's all.
Okay, so do we have to take all of this off? How do we get it off?
Anyway, pull the engine aside. Just click and then move it aside.
Okay.
And then,
And
grab and then trash it over there.
trash it over here.
Put a bigger fuel tank.
Holy, this is bigger.
That one's got twice as much fuel.
Twice as much.
Now stick the
Sounds
engine
good.
back on.
Now, wait, but this engine, is it still big enough we're going to explode leaving?
Well, yeah, because our thrust weight ratio is now lower. You'll notice the max number should be more or less the same because that's when the fuel tank
Right.
is empty and we're lighter, effectively.
Yeah.
So now we still don't have to go to full throttle. What we can also do is, again, we can sort of limit our max thrust on this thing, just to make it a little easier to control.
Okay.
Let's stick some wings on here, some little fins.
That was the utility.
I think it'll be aerodynamics.
Okay. And we have all kinds of them.
Yeah, those might be too big. That might still be a little. The difference between some of these is they have little control surfaces too. You know what?
Side of
The basic fin is
road.
probably the smallest.
Okay. 3 of them? 4 of them?
Yeah, we can do 4. You can change the symmetry by clicking over there.
And they're going to go not up here, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And where's our hatch? Is that our hatch? We don't need
The hatch is over on that side.
Oh, that's up there, right? Okay.
So that'll give us a little bit more stability too. We'll see how it goes. This is going to be fine. Why don't we right-click on the engine
What could possibly
and
go
just
wrong?
bring the thrust limiter down a little bit? Just that thrust to weight. Most spaceships,
How much is down a little?
well, we can take a look at the thrust to weight. I'd say bring it down to like where it says our thrust to weight will be like 2, which is still going to be more powerful than most engines. There we go. Right around there is pretty good.
Okay.
So we're only setting it to like half power. Now, it didn't change your delta V. It'll just make our initial flight a lot more reasonable. Let's try this. What could possibly go wrong?
Jebediah is dead.
We can take a look at the staging too. When we first launch, our engine's going to
that's
turn on,
right.
which is good. When we hit space bar, it'll detach the
that will-
coupler, which is fine. And if
That's
we hit it
good.
again, it'll
It'll
deploy the
go.
parachute.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay. Do we have to launch this? I don't remember how.
It's the green button in the top right corner.
Up here. Okay. And then there's something up here that shows to. I can't remember. I'll find it. See, is there some mod that says this is better than the last one you just put together?
No, you'd
That's
actually. I guess you'd have to note. One of the nice things about this mod, though, is if you do have multiple stages, it'll tell you the delta V basically at every stage, including your
Okay.
total. So you'll know, like, if you're like, well, based on this design, I'm gonna want like 4,000 delta V to get into orbit because of reasons I don't know.
Okay.
And you'll know, and you're like, and I want to get to orbit before a certain stage. Then you can see, okay, at this stage I got this much delta V, so you can keep sort of messing with
So
those
I'm going
numbers.
to kill a lot of people before I really get the handle on this whole delta V thing. You take notes.
Yeah.
This one you did, he died. This one you did, he didn't.
It won't kill us.
Yay.
It'll just maybe not get to orbit. And as long as you can get
Okay.
back from orbit,
That's cool.
perfectly
Look,
fine.
Look, he's dancing.
Yeah, Jebediah is very excited. It's his first space
I
flight.
just love my little friend.
Oh, we didn't actually put any science on this.
We have no science. Okay, that's the one. We recover vessel.
Yeah.
That was the little flip down thing. I remembered something
That's,
was tucked
yes,
up
it's
there.
hidden,
Yeah.
yes.
Not where you'd be noticing it straight
Yeah,
up.
put a thermometer and a goo container on there, and that'll be plenty.
One needs goo. What is all this?
Next,
Just-
telling us we recovered our parts, we didn't get any
Alright,
XP.
Okay.
You can go back over there.
We
It
did
should still have the
nothing.
design loaded, I think. There it is.
Oh yes. So we have the
Science is
fuel
at the bottom.
tanks. Oh, the little atom. So we have the thermometer. You want
Yep.
this one on? You
Mhm.
figure? What is that?
That-
Okay, something else.
Communitron, it's an antenna.
So we put these on this.
Yeah,
up
so we can
top.
recover. We can get all our data back without
Oh,
having to do
we'll
an
get them
EVA.
Right. How do we spin
Right-click,
this?
there you
we
go.
go. And over here, we're going to put a goo. Do we have an updated goo or
No,
just?
it's just that's the goo we're going to
that's
use for
the
the
only
rest of the
goo.
game.
This is our gooness.
All right.
Okay, then try that again.
hmm So we're going to be a little uneven. Our aerodynamics is going to want.
That's right. We have wobblies now.
We do.
Should we put 2 goos and 2 thermometers?
We could, but I think that the fins and the fact that we will have SAS, I think will stay relatively stable. It's also quite convenient that based on the fact that it's on our right side, it's going to pull us slightly to the right, which is actually what we want.
Okay, because we have to go up and come down.
Yes, and
Okay.
usually you want to launch specifically to the right is our east. And you want to launch towards the east because the way the planet is spinning, it's
Right.
spinning towards the east. We're going towards the east. In fact, if we go and we click on this little thing, so right now it says our speed is 0.
Okay.
If I click on it, it'll tell us what our orbital speed right now is. We are orbiting
Isn't that awesome?
at 174
Oh,
meters per
God.
second because just this fact that the planet is spinning.
Okay, that's very exciting.
It is,
I love that.
and it
Oh
all
my
factors
God.
in. So by going to the east, we're using that boost.
going with
Whereas
it.
if we decided to go west, we'd have to counter all that first rotation first. It would suck. We
that's
need
so
another
exciting.
350 delta V just to go in the other direction.
Okay, this game is amazing.
It's not bad.
I thought it was some little silly. I had no idea there was so much science.
There's so much.
This is awesome. Okay.
I could load up one of my games and show you some of the later big. We can go pretty far
We'll
on
have
this
to
one
do
though.
that.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that.
So, if you want the stability control,
Yes, we
you
we
hit
want
T
that.
on the keyboard.
T for stability.
Uh,
T for take over.
I think it's toggles it, but also the WASD, I guess you'll really need the keyboard. WASD is how you steer, right? So, based on where
Yeah,
we're
we
oriented
want
right now,
steering. That's good.
if you were to hit D, you'd be going more to the right,
Okay.
and A would go more to the left.
Okay.
W and S pitches you up and down.
No.
It's sort of inverted from a plane.
Okay.
And Q and E rotates you.
Oh, goody.
Now, what can happen is your camera doesn't have to be facing that way, because, I mean, we can take our camera, we can go like this,
Yeah.
right? And the problem is these controls you might not,
And then you're lost.
sort of, but if you pay attention to the nav ball,
Yes.
so that's okay. So to start off with this flight especially, mostly we're going to want to go straight up, slightly to the right towards here. There's a little 90 degrees on the compass is east.
Okay.
So we're going to go this way and then slightly this way, and that'll be
Okay.
more than good enough for this. We're not trying to go
Okay.
into orbit.
Good.
All right.
good.
Z and X is your throttle, right? Z is max.
Okay.
X is turned off completely.
Okay.
And shift and control, just shuffle it around.
But we've already
we put the limiter on.
Down, so that's so full throttle is only
it's
what
only
we've
be half,
limited
so
it to.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so change the scale. It actually makes it a lot easier to control.
Make it go. Sorry.
You make it go.
No.
Space bar.
Oh.
Tap the space bar and we will go.
I don't.
And
know
Jebediah will try
driving.
to keep us completely stable and straight up.
We're in your hands, darling.
There we go.
Where's the? Oh, over here is the. I thought it was on the other side.
Yeah, stages. So there's now a yellow circle on there. The yellow
Yes.
circle shows you the direction that you're going in, your velocity vector.
Okay.
So
I'm going
we're going
straight
up, which is good.
That's good.
The orange bit is where we're pointing. Now, if you tap D just a couple of times, just a couple of taps. There you go. A little more. Now, your rocket, because of the fins, is actually going to keep trying to sort of go into the yellow.
Okay.
Keep slowly tapping. Try to stay sort of within the circle-ish. If you go too far over to the side, drag and stuff might cause you to flip around and do all kinds of crazy things.
Oh, goody.
But keep doing that. You're sort of keep pushing it over. We're sort of doing a gravity turn. There we go. It's pretty good. We're getting all kinds of speed and height records,
nice.
which is very, very good.
And okay, we still got fuel. There's places. You
tap
have to
over.
Look at places.
Tap over a little more. No, the other way.
The other way.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're trying to go more into an arc.
okay.
More arc. Keep going.
Why is it dinging?
I don't know. Did you hit
I haven't touched anything.
Are we out of? There we go.
Okay.
I think
What did I do?
we may have lost focus. Maybe there was a Windows key or Alt got hit. Keep going. Now go till around 45. Okay. There we go. We're now out of juice.
No.
It's okay.
What are we doing?
We're out of gas. We're still going up. So why don't we take this opportunity to do a little bit of science?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While we're floating,
Sure,
and
why
nose
not?
down.
Yeah. Who cares? It's fine.
Okay.
Zoom in a bit so you can see your ship.
Okay.
Let's start
we're not
right-clicking
scared.
a bit.
We have no reason to be scared. Good. I'm
So
so
what
happy.
we're gonna do here is we're doing upper atmosphere science.
Look at all the science.
Who's getting cold? Yeah. We actually skipped the low altitude completely, but we can get it later.
Where's the? Okay, there is that it?
That's
yeah,
a thermometer.
That's the thermometer.
Log it.
Slightly cooler than the fiery pit smell. Okay, lots of science for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can do
Crew report. Yeah.
Wonder down there on the surface if you only had some binoculars. We don't have that high tech stuff.
No, not at all.
But we're in space. That's okay.
Keep that.
Okay.
And we can't EVA, so that's all the science we can grab.
Okay.
Now we are starting to come back down.
Oh,
we should
God.
probably jettison the bits that are going to explode and kill us.
But we're facing down. It's not just going to like crash into us or anything?
I think it'll be okay.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can hit space bar. You can always right click on a bit too to manually do it, but hit space bar.
Oh, God.
There we go. So the decoupler actually has explosive bolts.
It's a good thing.
Now, next thing we have to do is actually turn off the SAS, which is Jebediah's keeping us completely stable right now. Hit T, turn it off, because
wow.
the aerodynamics of the capsule, it's meant to be butt down.
Yes.
And the aerodynamics wants to go that way, keep us totally stable, and everything is awesome.
So then when the parachute goes, we're in the right,
Yeah.
Okay, good. Wow. Why is it so nerve-wracking?
Because it is. No, I can't tell you some of the stress that I've gone through.
I'm all twitchy. I mean, no, don't do it.
So before we actually hit the ground.
Can we do this?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the space bar lets it go?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
So as long as you're not getting sort of flamey effects around your thing, it's safe to open your parachute. If you got flamey effects, you'll burn up your parachute, which would be bad. But we don't actually have to open it that early as well. You can really wait until maybe like 1,000 meters, but you have to be sure that it's 1,000 meters above the surface, because this tells you above sea level, which in this case is accurate.
So if you're over a mountain.
If you're over a mountain, some of the mountains are like 5 kilometers high on this planet. I've discovered.
I've discovered there's a story there.
Yeah.
There's maybe a few.
It's not good.
Kerbal alarm clock.
And it's a mod I put in that helps me, because you can do a time warp thing with like the period and
oh, that's
thing.
right.
You can speed things up. The alarm clock helps you like automatically stop the time warp at certain points that you want to do, so you don't have to worry about overshooting things.
He's so happy.
Jebediah is super happy all the. Oh my God, we're covering up his face.
God, he's cute. Oh, you guys can't see Jebediah.
There we go.
Oh, now he looks for it. He was really excited. Now he's a little. He said, "What are you doing, Quill? What did you do, Quill?"
I think the parachute just opened, so the G-forces sort of hit him, and now it's boring because it's going slow.
He was all happy. Quill moved. He goes, "Oh, my poor little man."
Didn't realize I've been covering up Jebediah's face this entire time. I'm so bad at Kerbal.
But you're good at science. So this
And
must
this is just
be
rocket science. How
a
hard can it be?
horrendous game. It's just rocket science. This must be a terrible game when you actually know nothing about science. You're just clicking and hoping.
It is hard. Like you can't. Yeah, you can't just arcade your way through really.
Oh shit!
There we go. Sploosh.
I jumped. So
You know, we could do a little EVA
I
here.
would say, where's the hatch? Yeah, can we get? Oh, but it's in the water.
Q and E will rotate.
Whoops! Other way, sunshine. Whoa! Floaty, floaty! Stop! 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 Oh! Okay, we can get out.
Sure.
I don't remember how to do the ETA.
From EVA from the picture.
Oh, from him. Oh, there we go.
So you have to pick which Kerbal does it.
Because we can have more than one on a spaceship.
Yeah. Now this one only fits one person. It's the Mercury style, right?
So.
You can right-click on him to get an EVA report.
Right click. Okay, here we go. EVA report. There you go. You cute little guy. That's awesome. And can you get this anymore? No. Collect that.
You can collect it. It won't reset the container, but you can collect it and then stow it, and you'll
Well,
have.
if you collect it, does it overwrite what you already got from space?
No. You're picking up the data that is sitting in the goo container from space.
Oh.
You perform the
okay,
experiment.
Okay.
Now, right now, when we recover this craft, we'll get the science.
Right.
But sometimes you don't recover these bits, in which case you've got to collect them and store them in the capsule.
Okay.
Here it doesn't really make a
doesn't
difference
matter.
one way or
Okay.
another.
Alrighty.
Now, technically, you could also let go and get an EVA report from the ocean itself.
Will he drown?
Probably not.
Probably not. You're any woman. Okay.
Try it.
So how do we get him
Well,
off of here?
first store your EVA Reb report in the capsule itself, because you can only carry one. They'll overwrite one another.
So we have to store experiments.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
Okay, so now the EVA is inside there.
Okay. That's
So
good.
now you can WSD move around.
Oh, okay. Jebediah, I apologize in advance if you. How come you're to go? Can you swim? Okay, he's cool.
Yeah,
That's
now,
good.
now you can do an EVA report from the water. See if the suit's watertight. Sure as hell hope so.
Oh, okay, 3 science. You calculate the number of snacks you should bring to be able to swim. Okay, that's kind of cute.
And then you can board again. We're right next to the hatch, so it's very easy.
And how do we board again?
The B key.
Oh, just board. I'm sitting here looking.
That's
I
not B.
don't even see this.
That
Oh
is-
no,
that would be
it wasn't.
D.
Okay, go back that
D
way.
for die in the water.
Okay. No, no, turn
All right,
around.
use
turn
W
around,
now.
Turn around.
Maybe to walk
You
forward.
can do it. You can do it. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
And then where's the keyboard? There we go.
Yay! All right.
Ah,
It repressurizes. Okay. Now you can go back.
he floats.
He does float.
I've learned he floats.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy. I'm happy to see that.
Their suits are full of air, I
Ah.
guess. They're buoyant.
What could go wrong?
Tense, huh?
It kind of is.
Well, that'll wrap up the episode, and in the next one, let's try to get actually into orbit. Or we still have the suborbital quest, technically, but we got a bunch of science, you know?
30 science is good.
Yeah, it's quite good, actually.
We got a bunch of goodies back.
These are-
Oh, look
yeah.
at this. Nice.
A good chunk of our parts are
And
back.
the crew is alive. 1 XP.
He gained XP.
1.
That's still going to be good, actually.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got better rep.
Yeah, we've got...
No, he got none from this, though.
None from
That's
that.
just what he had.
Yeah, from completing some of the missions and stuff like that.
Ah, okay.
Thanks for watching another episode, guys. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels so you don't miss some of this stuff. I don't know how many of these we'll do, but
Could be fun.
it's fun for now.
It could be fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.